indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, our mission, the next thing I'll do is read the mission statement. Our mission is to provide the highest quality public services. Services will be provided in a fair, respectful, and professional manner that effectively address changing citizen and community needs in a fiscally responsible manner. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
Councilmember,
Oh, sorry.
can
Forgot
we
to
do roll call quick? No.
Thank you. First time. First club.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Biskins.
Thanks. Here.
Councilmember Mergen.
Here.
And Councilmember Novitsky.
Here.
And noted that Mayor Schmidt is absent.
Sorry about that. Thank
No
you.
worries.
Okay. The approval of the agenda. The council, upon majority vote of its members, may make additions or deletions to the agenda. There may be items brought to the attention of the council under the citizen forum or items submitted after the agenda preparation deadline. Does the council have any additions or deletions?
No.
I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
No? No votes no? Okay. We do not have any proclamations, presentations, recognition, or announcements this evening. The consent agenda is next on the agenda. These items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted as part of the consent agenda by one motion. Items removed from consent agenda approval will be taken up as the next order of business. Do any of the council members have any items they wish to remove?
No.
Okay, then I need the city manager, Kelly, to read the consent agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President. Item A is approval of minutes of the City Council. The minutes are the City Council meeting of October 28, 2019, the City Council Executive Session of July 11, 2016, the City Council Executive Session of July 25, 2016, City Council Executive Session of September 12, 2016, City Council Executive Session of September 26, 2016, City Council Executive Session of November 14th, 2016, and City Council Executive Session of November 28th, 2016. And again, just to clarify that those are meeting minutes that our city clerk has noted were not approved at the time that they were done back in 2016. Item B is acceptance of board and commission meeting minutes, those being the EDA minutes from October 7, 2019, the Traffic Commission minutes from October 7, 2019, and the Library Board minutes from October 2 of 2019. Item C is adoption of Resolution 2019-84. That resolution establishes precinct and polling locations for the 2020 election year. Item D is adoption of Resolution 2019-86. That's accepting the feasibility report for Zone 3 Street Seal Coat Project and ordering the public improvement hearing. Item E is adoption of Resolution 2019-87, accepting the feasibility report for Zone 4, Phase 1 Street Rehabilitation Program, and ordering the public improvement hearing. Item F is adoption of Resolution 2019-88. That's approving plans and specifications and ordering the advertisement for bids for the Madison Street Curb and Gutter and the 37th Avenue Multi-Use Trail projects. Item G is approval of the change order number 1 for the Silver Lake Pond and Jefferson Street median. Item H is designation of no parking on the south side of 45th Avenue from Stinson Boulevard to 50 feet west of Stinson Boulevard and on both sides of Stinson Boulevard from 45th Avenue to 50 feet south of 45th Avenue. Item I is designation of no parking on both sides of Madison Street from 37th Avenue to 38th Place. And item J is designation of no parking on the west side of Grand Avenue from 47th Avenue to 49th Avenue. And I'll note items H, I, and J were all recommendations from the Traffic Commission. They held a public hearing on those items at this month's Traffic Commission meeting. Item K is consideration of approval of the attached list of rental housing applications. Item L is approval of the business license applications enclosed in the packet. And item M is review of the bills totaling $1,018,375.67.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Next item on the agenda are our public hearings. First reading of ordinance 1657, an ordinance authorizing the conveyance of certain real property by the City of Columbia Heights to the Columbia Heights Economic Development Authority. Do we have any questions or comments from the council? Okay, I would like to open this. I'd like This is Mitch. Would you come up and please fill this in, please? Thank you.
Madam President, members of the council, good evening. So this ordinance 1657 is pretty self-explanatory. There's about 3 parcels that are attached to 3989 Central. And as you are aware, we're attempting to redevelop the site, and it was recommended by EDA's legal counsel that we move these properties from the city's funds to the EDA's funds. And so we are just conveying the property from one to the other, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone on the council have any questions or comments? Okay, now it's open up to a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to make any comments about this item? Nope. Okay, I would like a motion to move to close the public hearing and waive the reading.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, then I need a second motion to move to set the second reading.
Move to set the second reading of ordinance 1657, being an ordinance authorizing the conveyance of certain real property by the city of Columbia Heights to the Columbia Heights Economic Development Authority located at 961 Gould Avenue Northeast, 950 40th Avenue Northeast, and Track B registered land survey number 250 for November 25th, 2019 at approximately 7 p.m. in the city council chambers.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
We need a second.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Oh, I thought I heard a second. Oh, I need to state who seconds it too, don't I? Sorry, I was learning. Okay, so it's, the first motion was made by Councilmember Novitsky, second motion was made by Councilmember Williams. Thank you. The second item on the public hearings is consideration of revocation of the license to operate a rental unit within the city of Columbia Heights was previously requested against the rental property at 966, 968, 44th and a half Northeast for failure to meet the requirements of the residential maintenance codes. Charlie, can you fill us in on this one, please?
Council President, members of the council, I will do so. In response to the directive given to the fire department by the council on October 28th, 2019 regarding resolution number 2019-80, we performed a follow-up rental compliance inspection of the property located at 966 and 968 44 and a half Avenue on October 29th. Captain O'Brien also met with property manager Hussein Khan and found all the outstanding violations were corrected at that point in time. Prior to the council meeting on October 28th, Mr. Khan paid the reinspection fees totaling $350, which satisfied the fee for the pre-council inspection on 10/16. There was an additional $150 inspection fee, which was requested by Mr. Khan, outstanding until this afternoon. That fee has been paid, so currently we are fully in compliance. And I believe, Councilmember Mergen, you may have
Yeah, I was
Gone to that
I went with Dan for that. I was doing the ride along that day, and I went with Dan to, for the inspection for this property and the other property that's coming up on Taylor too. And they were both up to par. Nothing was wrong. Everything was just like they said it was the night before at the council meeting. So they did a good job.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to address this item? Okay, I need a motion to close public hearing and waive the reading, please.
So moved.
Second.
First motion by Novitsky, second motion by Mergen. Is there any discussion or comments from the council? Okay, then I need a second motion.
Vote on that one first.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, then I need a second, I need a second motion to,
Motion to deny resolution 2019-80, being a resolution of the City Council of the City of Columbia Heights approving revocation pursuant to City Code Chapter 5A, Article 4, Section 5A.408A of the rental license listed.
all in favor say aye.
Aye. Second.
Oh, wait, second. Sorry.
Second.
Okay, so first motion by Novitsky, second motion by Mersion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is items for consideration. A is consideration of revocation of the license to operate a rental unit within the city of Columbia Heights was previously requested against the rental property at 4543 Taylor Street Northeast for failure to meet the requirements of the residential maintenance code. Charlie, can you update us on this, please?
Yes, Council President, members of the council, again, in response to the directive given by City Council to the Fire Department on October 28, 2019 regarding resolution number 2019-82, we performed a follow-up rental property compliance inspection of the property at 4543 Taylor Street Northeast on October 29th. Captain O'Brien met with property owner Halam Muhammad and found the outstanding violations corrected and compliant with the property maintenance code. Prior to the council meeting on 10/28, Ms. Muhammad paid reinspection fees totaling $150, which satisfied the fees for the pre-council inspections. There was an additional $150 inspection fee that was due today, and prior to close of business, Ms. Muhammad came in and paid that fee, which would bring the property into compliance.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from the council? Okay, I need a motion, please.
Motion to deny, deny resolution 2019-82 being a resolution of the City Council of the City of Columbia Heights approving revocation pursuant to City Code Chapter 5A, Article 4, Section 5A.408A of the rental license listed.
Thank you.
Second.
Second. Okay, we have first motion by Councilmember Novitsky, second motion by Councilmember Mersion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, second item on items for consideration. You have a question?
I just want to thank you, Charlie, for your fire department being open to doing this. And I think you've made a good impression on our whole city. It's because we have certain rules we have to live by. And now they came into compliance, and to me, it's a happy time for us. Thank you.
Yes, Councilmember Williams, it's our priority to ensure compliance. It's not to ensure that we fine anybody. We just want to make sure that we enforce the code.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item is approve resolution 2019-83 adopting the Columbia Heights 2040 comprehensive plan. Elizabeth Hammond, would you like to fill us in, please?
Absolutely. Council President and members of the council, good evening. I'm very pleased to present to you Resolution 2019-83, resolution adopting the 2040 Comprehensive Plan Update, a compilation of policy statements, goals, standards, and maps for guiding the overall development and redevelopment of the city of Columbia Heights. This resolution represents an important planning document for the city of Columbia Heights, and I'd just like to give a brief overview of what a comprehensive plan is, and then describe the process we went through in updating the document over the last few years. Comprehensive plan is a long-range planning document that addresses future land use, housing, economic development, transportation, parks and trails, and water resources. The plan articulates the city's future vision and is used to help guide long-term decisions by the Planning Commission and the City Council. It serves as the basis for changes in codes and regulations, and Minnesota state law requires that every municipality within the 7-county metropolitan area review and revise their comp plan every 10 years. With feedback from the public, community stakeholders, city staff, and elected officials, and outside government agencies, the plan goes through about 3 years of revisions, for the process. We started in 2016. In late 2016, the council authorized staff in the Community Development Department to initiate this plan update. A budget was established at that time, and we chose Hoisington Kogler Group, Inc., HKGI, as the comp plan consultant. Contract was approved with HKGI in February of 2017, and the Community Development Department oversaw the production of that plan, and HKGI was responsible for completing the technical components of the plan. The City Council appointed a 15-member citizen review committee to help guide and inform the revision process. Throughout 2017 and 2018, staff assisted HKGI with public engagement events that were held throughout the city at various locations. We engaged residents on their vision for the city's future. And city staff, together with HKGI, facilitated meetings with the Citizen Review Committee, Planning Commission, Parks and Recreation Commission, as well as the City Council. All those meetings provided an opportunity for these bodies to provide input on the plan. And then we also had in-person engagement events with the public. We used the city's website, Facebook, as well as a tool called Social Pinpoint for online engagement. In May 2018, staff submitted a draft of the plan to the Met Council. This kicked off a 6-month review process where the plan was reviewed by adjacent communities and affected jurisdictions. That process was completed in November of last year. And in December, at the end of 2018, the City Council approved a resolution authorizing us to submit that plan to the Met Council. The Metropolitan Council deemed the plan incomplete in early 2019 and required some minor revisions. The final revisions were completed in June of 2019, and that plan was resubmitted to Met Council. They completed their review and deemed it complete and in conformance, and formally authorized the City of Columbia Heights to adopt the plan on September 25th, 2019 at their regular meeting. And so with that, the resolution before you tonight I recommend that the City Council approve the resolution before you tonight, adopting the Columbia Heights 2040 Comprehensive Plan. And I'd just like to thank the City Council, City Manager, for entrusting the community development staff with this important process. And thank you for your input as well.
You're welcome. Any comments or questions from the council? I want to make a quick comment. I want to thank you, community development, and all the other staff that worked on this project. It was a long project, it was a hard project, but we got through it, and it's a very important project it gives us the guidelines and how we're going to develop and things that we're going to look forward to in our city in the near future, hopefully 10 years. So I need a motion to waive the reading, please.
Which one? This one. Move to waive the reading of Resolution 2019-83, there being ample copies available to the public.
All in favor, say aye.
Second.
Oh, okay. First motion by Councilmember Novitsky, second motion by Councilmember Merjan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, then I need a second motion.
Move to approve Resolution 2019-83, adopting the Columbia Heights 2040 Comprehensive Plan.
I need a second.
Second.
So I have first motion made by Councilmember Novitsky, second motion made by Councilmember Merjan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on. We have no bid considerations today or new business reports, so we are now moving on to the City Council and Administrative reports.
Council President?
You missed one.
I missed one. What
Yep,
did I
our
miss?
fire chief has the all-hazard
I am
mitigation.
so
plan.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Not a problem,
I'm
Council
sorry.
President.
Sorry, approved. We got a very important one. Move back to item C on items for consideration. Approve resolution 2019-85, adopting the Anoka County 2019 multi-jurisdictional all-hazard mitigation plan. Charlie, can you fill us in, please?
Yes, Council President, members of the council, I'll give you some background on this. Hazard mitigation is the effort to reduce loss of life and property by lessening the impacts of disaster. It is most effective when implemented under a comprehensive long-term mitigation plan. So state, tribal, and local governments engage in hazard mitigation planning to identify risks and vulnerabilities associated with natural disasters. And then we develop long-term plans and strategies for protecting people and property from future hazard events. Mitigation plans are key to breaking the cycle of disaster, damage, reconstruction, and repeated damage. I'll give you a little background on this. This effort started with all the cities in Anoka County about 3 years ago. You start out with what they call a THIRA assessment, and that's a threat assessment for each city. There's a lot of analyzations that go on and a lot of documents that we fill out and submit to the county emergency management director. After he analyzed all those, we then put this plan together and we'll submit it once all the city councils adopt it. It is the county's hazardous mitigation plan. Do we have to adopt this all hazard mitigation plan? No, we don't, but if we opt not to adopt the plan, there's certain funding and certain grants that we wouldn't be eligible for. So it kind of fills one loophole. And it does open us up for a lot of other potential training events and such for the future. Once the plan's submitted to FEMA and once it's approved, we'll get an overall copy of the entire county's plan. So it's vital for the emergency management field to ensure that we keep current with this. This is a project that occurs every 5 years, and we should be adopting it when submitted from the county emergency management director. With that, Council President, I would recommend that we adopt the resolution.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments from the council tonight? Nope. Okay, then I need a motion to waive the reading of resolution.
Motion to waive the reading of Resolution 2019-85, there being ample copies available to the public.
Second.
First motion made by Councilmember Novitsky, second motion made by Councilmember Mergen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I need a second motion.
Move to approve Resolution 2019-85, adopting the Anoka County 2019 Multi-Jurisdictional All-Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Second.
First motion made by Councilmember Novitsky, second motion by Councilmember Mergen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we move on to the next agenda. Okay, next thing on the agenda is City Council and Administrative Report. Report of City Council. Councilmember Novitsky, would you like to start?
Yeah, just want to remind everybody that the Columbia Heights Lions will have their annual fall wrestling November 22nd at Mergen Hall. It's a great family show. If you haven't got out to see one, recommend coming out. It's a good time, family-friendly entertainment. That's about it.
Councilmember Mergen?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Councilmember Williams?
Well, I think it's sad to hear about John Mergen's son passing at a young age of 42, I believe, right, John?
43.
Huh?
Just turned 43.
43?
Yeah.
He turned 43 when?
Recently.
Okay. But it's sad to hear he's gone through. I remember my daddy when I had my fourth grade friend, lady friend, she had brain tumor. I remember my dad saying to me, young may die, old must die. And here John was pretty young and he passed on, but he had a tough life up to this point. I tell people they first operated on him, as I understand it, he had a hole in his heart when he had a first stroke. Is that correct?
2 holes in his.
And they missed a second hole on the second stroke.
Yeah.
And they really never brought him all the way back after that. But he was, John, I asked you almost every day, or every time I saw you, how's your son doing? And here he passed, and he was doing fine up to the last minute,
Yeah.
almost, wasn't it?
Yep.
So that's sad, but you know, it's a true story that we all have one life to live, and we should live it to the best of our ability. And that's, like, some die, young may die, my daddy said, old must die. And then I was at a traffic commission meeting, and we passed 3 of those tonight. And we had a good turnout. We had a better turnout than traffic, because our traffic commission, I never realized how busy they get. And you do a great job, Kevin, with your assistant. She's super.
She really is.
And what's her name again?
Kathy Young.
I know her as Kathy Young, but I couldn't give it name this moment. But they did a nice job. We had almost a full house again for all 3. One was not so busy, but they approved all the requests, and that was really nice to see. And I was happy. Then I missed part of the EDA meeting.
Yeah.
I was late because I was here, but you guys left, and I couldn't figure out why you left. And then you hear what you did.
Kelly came and got us.
So that was my month.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember Williams. Let's see. I attended the Heights Next TED Talk on how to be a good neighbor at the library. I attended the brass ensemble afterwards. There's a fundraiser for the Sheridan Story at the Community United Methodist Church. It was very nice. It was very calming music. I attended the boxing event that was hosted by the Lions Club. My first boxing match, and the first match up were two women. They did very well. It was quite the fight. Next, I attended the city safety training for city employees. I attended the Heights Next board meeting, and I also attended the library board meeting. They're still tweaking their mission statement and some of their goals, and they hope to have that completed, I think, next month. Maybe, we'll see. And that was it. And next is report from our city manager.
I don't have much, Council President. Newsletters, city newsletters are coming out end of this week, early next week. They'll be mailed. So Ben is putting on the final touches on those. And then still finishing up budgets, and we'll do last discussions if needed at the December work session for adoption at the meeting. And we only have one council meeting in December, so that'll be brought to the council meeting then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And do we have a report from our city attorney?
Nothing to report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is community forum. At this time, individuals may address the city council about any item not included on the regular agenda. Speakers are requested to come to the podium, sign their name and address on the form for the council secretary's record, and limit their comments to 5 minutes. Individuals are asked to state their name for the record. The city council will listen to the brief remarks, asking clarifying questions, and if needed, request staff to follow up or direct the matter to be added to an upcoming agenda. Generally, the city council will not take official action on items raised at the community forum at the meeting in which they are raised. Is there anyone in our audience that would like to come up and address any issues or items they have?
Yeah, you can come up. I just have one name.
Hello, members of the City Council. Paul Biernet, 1070 Grandview Court. I'm here to speak for the Condo Homeowners Association. Realize you guys just passed the Grandview parking. That is going to put some hardship on the condos. One of the things we did is with the memorandum of understanding with Dominion was to put in extra parking. There was a significant amount of parking they never fulfilled on that. So they got in an argument with the townhomes, the single-family homes, and they backed out of that portion of the memorandum. So that's, I know when you guys were pushing that development, we tried to work with them, but we ended up taking the hit on that. So would appreciate any help with Dominion on that fact. Their garages are half empty, so it could, the issues on Grand Avenue are strictly related to them. We would have even been entertaining, 4-hour parking, because when we have events, or no homeowner now can have more than 2 visitors at any time because we have limited parking. So that would have been nice to be able to not penalize the condo homeowners. But the one item I want to talk about we need the city's help on is when the development happened, somewhere along the way with all the development, Dominion was given title to half of all the private roads and common property in the master association of the condos, the townhomes, and the cottage homes. So something went a little haywire there. So what's really happened is Owen Metz had told us that we own title, we can do what we want, you guys have to pay for it. We still have the easement rights and all that. That wasn't the purpose of it. Those private roads are to the master, and now we're sharing those with Dominion, and as well as the pocket park. That was never supposed to be their title. So that's raising some problems with our homeowners, our deeds, our recorded documents, and everything. So that all happened during the planning stage when all the property got divided. So we would like the city to look into that and to try to help us rectify that.
City Manager Kelly, who can we direct him to?
We can look into it. This is the first I've heard of that issue, so we can look into it and be in contact.
Okay.
I don't know if this is something that was a private transfer of property that we can't get involved in, or something that we can work through, but we'll at least look at
Yeah,
it.
the city's signature is all over the documents.
Yeah,
That's why,
We can look at it and
Okay.
and report back.
Okay,
Okay.
so they'll get back to you on that.
Thank you.
We have your phone number on the list, right? On your statement, yep. Thank you. Is there anyone else that wishes to discuss any issues that they have before the council this evening? Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Novitsky, seconded by Mergen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank
Nice
you.
job, Donna. Thank you.
Thank you.